Pakistan cricket at its best. 1 minute down, next minute up.
Very much for joining me once again. Saj Sadek here for PakPassion.net website. My guest today, well, he's part of a Pakistan cricketing dynasty. He's a family of great Pakistani cricketers over the years, over the generations. He's the son of a Pakistani cricket legend. He played 45 test matches, 63 ODIs for Pakistan, scoring 800s, 21 50s. Ended his career with a magnificent test average of 44.34. And since stopping playing cricket, he's held various positions in coaching, including jobs for the PCB over the years as well. Very warm welcome to Shoaib Mohammad. Shoaib bhai, assalamu alaikum. Hope you're well.
Walaikum salam, Zaj bhai. Thank you so much. Wonderful to hear from you.
Shoaib, let's start with modern day batting. I mean, as somebody who, as I say, got a test average of 44.34, I think you're in a good position to talk about the current state of modern day batters. Seems to me that everybody seems to be in a hurry these days.
That's a very valid and very important query. Most definitely, Pakistan has been struggling with the batting thing for quite a number of years. But that has a long history of how they have declined the way they had been batting over the period of 10, 15, 20 years. What we had seen from Pakistan, such great legends, with such impact they had left in the world of cricket, to be very honest, and which is not to be seen in today's modern day cricket, especially from Pakistan's side. But it's a pity, but it has a lot of Pakistan background. They have lots of issues, basically, PCB, the way they have handled, because, you just can't, cricket is such a slow learning process. In fact, Dad used to say it is the most slowest learning process, sports or game in the world, because it has so many technicalities and that has to be overcome before you make an impact in world cricket. So Pakistan Cricket Board, they had been not issuing such great, what should I say, not given the right go-aheads. And they have, they have 230 odd coaches in Pakistan cricket today. And most of them, 98 or 99%, they had not played cricket. In fact, they had been failures in their lifetime. It's it comes, either it comes from fate, by it's a blessing of God if you are God gifted. Otherwise, you tend to learn the tricks of the trade and work very hard and then accomplish your name in this field. But
I guess, Shoaib,
they had not played much cricket. What I meant to say was they had not, who had not gone into the deep end. How can they, extract something of eyebrow-raising issues if they had not played cricket in the real sense? Anybody who bowls and bat doesn't mean that he's a cricketer. You have to be there, make an impact in world cricket, and then only you tend to learn a trick or two over the period of time. But lately, what we had seen, that has not been the case in Pakistan cricket. And that is the core reason why Pakistan cricket had declined in such a manner that it is going to take a reasonable bit of time to rectify the issues what Pakistan cricket had been facing.
I guess the prioritization of white ball cricket for the PCB and players themselves, that's a major problem as well to the techniques of our test batters.
like I said, what I mentioned just now, uh, technical issues would always come at the forefront if you are not being taught in the real manner what is need to be rectification process has to be there, because uh, there are only few cricketers in the world who are you know born with a silver spoon, or born with the who are born to bat or ball. Really, they have the natural instinct of going about it. But most of the cricketers, they have to learn the game in a real sense, in the real sense, or either they learn it earlier or while playing cricket for the country itself. Pakistan In Pakistan, that has been the case where Pakistani cricketers had been inducted in Pakistan cricket team, and yet after playing 10, 15, 20, 50, 100 matches, they tend to learn the tricks of the trade. But uh, you can't be a student right at the top. You got to be a teacher, to be very honest, at the top level, as you can make out. So, going in there as a student, playing for your country is not on. And that's why Pakistan do crumble. They have this heartbeat graph of success. If somebody stands one fine day, he'll, make get you a win. Otherwise, it would always be a sorry saga, where Pakistan cricket had been for lately for so many years.
I wanted to talk to you about Abdullah Shafiq. Obviously, there's no doubting his talent. He made a wonderful start to his national career, but of late, he's showing some technical flaws. What do you make of him as a batter? And these technical issues that he's got, why are they not being worked upon?
Uh, Sajbhai, the thing is, most of these players, they have the tendency of playing too many shots very early on. And once, if you are not set properly, and if you are not batting on a true batting paradise, then you got to use your mindset. You got to shift your gears while playing, while batting, especially, and use your technical abilities, what you had tried at the nets, and what you have faced while playing seaming bowlers on a seaming track, or a turning on a turning pitch. You got to use your mindset. You got to change your technique sometimes while during the game of play, during a test match. You got to what you have tried in the nets earlier, or during some practice matches or something. Those are the things to get you going, and give you because you have the confidence of, you have tried something, you have gone an extra mile, and you have tried, and it had been giving you success. And that is the core reason that most of the batsmen who had made a name for themselves, they tend to get out of the web sooner or later, and then they make a grand total of maybe 70, 80, 100, or 180 or plus runs. Those qualities are either taught, or they come with the passage of time. So if you're not properly, if you're not taught properly, then you got to face the music, and it will leave a sour taste eventually for that particular game, where you could have done something extraordinary, but once you were in troubled waters, you tried to just hit the ball out of the ground and get out, and eventually the team gets into trouble, or something of the sort. So these are some of the points, like not only Abdullah Shafiq, but many others. They are in the sailing in the same boat, where they got to value their own. They got to put a price on their wicket. They shouldn't get. They should. What they should do is they shouldn't. They should understand that they shouldn't give a wicket to any Tom, Dick, and Harry, whoever is bowling. Uh, I used to think that only the best of the best bowler, maybe he might, if he bowls a very good ball, then only he might get me out. Otherwise, I'm not gonna give my wicket to him. And you got to put a price for your wicket. Until unless you don't do that, if you want to, sit outside and clap for others, then fine. Otherwise, you got to understand, either you got to make your mind up. Either you want others to clap for you, or you sitting outside and clapping for others, whichever way you want to go. If you want to stick at the center of the stage, then you got to apply those technical aspect, the tricks of the trade, and be there for longer a time period to make a name for yourself. Because if you occupy the crease for longer, then only you can make a mark for your own self and for the country and for the team. But if you don't, then of course you'd be sitting outside and clapping for others.
I want to talk to you about Saim Ayub. He looks a wonderful talent, doesn't he, in all formats? What do you make of him?
He's an exceptional talent, no doubt about it. And in fact, with the Pakistan International Airlines Academy, he was under us for 8 odd years or so, where he started off his cricket. But after when he reached 14 or 13 or 14 years, he left the academy and went to some other places. But of course, he has got that exceptional talent, and if he applies that good qualities to his batting repertoire of staying at the crease for longer, because he had shown the world that he has all the shots in the book, and he can apply himself, and while playing those shots in a real good way manner, and score big runs. That is exceptional quality what a youngster could have, and he has those. Mashallah, say he had done really well. But all the great batsmen, even if you take Javed Miaza, he used to jump out of the crease and hit bowlers even fast bowlers, spinners for sixes at will and desire. But once he understood the game, he came back to the basics of cricket, and he just tried to occupy the crease for longer, take single doubles, rotation of the strike was his main priority, and on a loose ball, he would hit it for a boundary. Once he got to know that the importance of his wicket, he cut those shots out of his mindset, and he as you know how a big name he made for himself. So these are some of the qualities what these youngsters, Saim and few others, uh, should possess, and be there for 10, 15 years playing for cricket, because there's so many cricketers who had come in and out and played for a few years, 2, 3 years, and then they've been chucked out and other boys had followed. So if you want to stay there for 10, 15 years, then you got to take those precautionary measures. uh, the earlier the better.
Babar Azam, no doubting his talent, exceptional batter, one of Pakistan's greatest. Of late, he doesn't seem to be the same Babar Azam as he was early in his career. Shoaib, have you spotted anything or any advice for Babar Azam?
With the kind of class he's in, he would understand where he's making those mistakes, because you got to be real hungry for runs to to make big scores every now and then. Although he had been scoring 30 odd runs or 30, 40 odd runs from his bat doesn't make an impact. As we all expect that he would, come out with a bigger score than that. 30-40 for him is sort of a failure, and for some, it is a success story. So for him, there's always a time period where all great players had been in the same uh, position, in the same boat, where they have been facing trouble of making bigger runs. Great Chapel once in 1981, I was there in Australia. I was sent by PCB to play great cricket, and I was watching the Test series between West Indies and Australia, and he made 7 ducks in a row. And when he was going in for his seventh or sixth or seventh inning, somebody left a duck inside the ground before he even faced his first ball, and eventually he got out on a duck. But he scored a century in his last Test match what he played. So there would be a time for a batsman where I wouldn't say that he's Babar is in the he's absolutely a failure. He has been scoring runs, but not to our expectations. But he has all the good shots, the mindset, and those quality things what a great batsman usually possess, and he has, and he is bound to bounce back sooner or later. So it's not necessary for a great batsman to score. He won't score centuries out of his every innings, because laws of physics gonna play its part.
So I bet you toured India, you played matches against India in Pakistan, great times, great matches. Um, how disappointed and how sad are you that India and Pakistan aren't playing against each other on a regular basis in each other's countries?
Right, Sajbhai, the thing is, India-Pakistan is one such competition where usually, you can become from a star to superstar status out of one game. It is a match between India and Pakistan, and if it really helps a player, because once we had whenever we used to travel to India, we used to have that kind of feeling, and they give you such warm welcome, and the atmosphere is absolutely buzzing, and one feels like as if you are walking 6 inches above the ground, and that with that kind of a feel, and if you have and if you make a mark for your own self, you can just imagine how um, your self morale would be high, skyrocketing high. Within no time, within 24 hours, you could be a different player, and that would help a player eventually to make a much bigger mark for himself and for the country later on. But it is a pity that Pakistan India matches are not to be seen every now and then, or a Test series, because that helps the crowd also, because they get motivated in such a manner. Although Indian and Pakistani cricket, the LOC, the love of cricket is absolutely second to none around the world. But it is most definitely one thing that it is sadly missed, and we had been very lucky to be part of Pakistan team, or that era where India Pakistan matches were very much played every now and then. Sharjah, may it be Sharjah, even USA, and India itself, Pakistan. So there were great times that I've been lucky to be part of.
Shoaib, final question is Shan Masood, Pakistan Test captain at the moment. we all know that captaining Pakistan in any format is very difficult, very demanding, high pressure. Shan's stats aren't great as an opening batter. What advice do you give to Shan, Masood, and do you think he is the future as Pakistan Test captain?
Because although the initial matches what he played and there were no great shakes but the quality of the players what he has um, or what he has been given are not world beaters, to be very honest, because world beaters are those quality players or teams where they come in and just crumble the opposition left, right, and center every now and then. Although one fine day you might lose also because part of cricket, but the impact what or an impression what a team gives to others is seen around the world, which is easily accessible, and one can visualize uh, what sort of impact or thought this team brings to the game. But one can't really, to be very honest, one can't really say that Pakistan has that of impact what we had back in early 90s, with that kind of a team. And people used to, gather that they will crush the opposition, or even while chasing some other team chasing 15, 20, or 50 runs with 7 8 wickets in hand, and we used to win those matches sometimes. So all said and done, Shan is a very good mindset of a player. He had been scoring lately. In fact, he scored a century also, and there are no other players at the moment what I see of who has those quality of a real leader. Until unless uh, you find or make or create somebody in such a way that who is a born captain or a born thinker, or who has the futuristic thinking, who could see behind the curtain 2 days before the game, then only one should think of changing him. Otherwise, he's your best choice today.
Shoaib, I really appreciate your time. Wonderful listening to your views and thoughts on the current state of international and Pakistani cricket, and hopefully we can catch up in the future. Thank you very much. Really
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Sajid. Okay, all the best. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. All the best.